Hello guys, welcome to my channel. It's me, Christina from Ukraine, and I'm back on YouTube. In this video I'll tell you about our news, blackouts, shocking new laws, change in business and my unexpected job in the office of one of the most famous companies in Ukraine. I guarantee you, if you watch this video to the end, you will be shocked by this information because you will not hear it anywhere else. Yes, we have blackouts back and we are living on schedule again. This morning we had no electricity for a while and a very powerful generator was connected in a neighboring shopping center. So powerful that we can sleep when it's turned on. You can hear it yourself. And yes, the blackouts have returned to us as the government tells us due to a missile hitting the thermal power plant. However, most Ukrainians don't believe this for certain reasons. Today is my day off, so let's spend it together. The first thing that starts my morning is coffee, and even when there is no electricity, I drink it in the morning. I just fill up a big thermos when the lights are out. It's actually much easier now than it was in the fall during the last blackout because now it's warm in Ukraine and the daylight hours are long. It's already light at 5 a.m. and darkness at from 9 to 7 p.m. only. The weather is also good, the power is already out. Now we have about from 20 to 25 degrees plus 20-25 degrees Celsius. For those who are on the channel for the first time, I'll tell you that I live in Kyiv, it's the capital of Ukraine, and my whole family during the full-scale invasion remains in Ukraine. Unfortunately, our dacha, our village in Kyiv region was bombed. My office was also bombed. We buried our grandmother, she died, who could not be saved during the occupation of Kyiv region. We lost, or rather spent 80% of our personal savings on charity in the first half year of the full-scale war to help relatives, the army, help pensioners and animals. By the way, this is Bonik, and as soon as I turn away he steals any food. For example, right now it's a spinach leaves. Really tasty. So there's a video about all this on the channel, also on me and my husband, now two disabled people. These are our loved ones who expect for us have no one else in Ukraine. In general, my channel about life here, life in Ukraine, our ordinary life every day. I try to show and tell the usual things about Ukrainian culture, prices, medicine, education and so on. So subscribe, and I'm grateful to you for supporting my channel. Unfortunately, our life has changed completely for the last 2 years, and during this time we have learned to accept the fact that life is ordinary, in some sense goes in parallel with the war. 3 months ago I made a decision to leave YouTube for a while, as I just physically didn't have time to film, create new video and didn't want to due to several more personal tragic events. So we found out that 2 of our friends died and that my former leader, a woman, has made a decision and joined the soul, and they also need our help. But life in any circumstances consists not only of bad sides but also good sides. Well, or I am a strongly positive person even in such circumstances. 3 months ago, a well-known company in Ukraine offered me to work with them for some time and help them with optimization of the support service. The company is called For the Group. It's a large holding company which includes well-known supermarkets, for example, Silpo, food delivery services, dry cleaning, a bank, a network of gyms and other projects. I have been working with the company under contract for almost 3 months in the position of head of guest support e-commerce. But about the work, the office itself, why I agreed to work in the office in parallel with my projects, how the office works during an air raid and how the shelter looks and so on, I will tell you in a separate video if this topic is interesting to you. Please write in the comments and let me know if you know anything about this company. And you and I return on my day off from the office and go to the mall with my sister, whose name is Lisa, and of course I'm sure regular viewers know Lisa as she has been in many other videos on the channel. While we are driving, I will tell you about new shocking clothes which foreign media don't talk about, and YouTube blogs all such videos if they are voiced in direct text, or why men age 18 from 18 to 60 are afraid to go out on the street. By the way, while we're driving, we saw a big dog. We love dogs, and if you noticed, now we have two of them in the car. They're like a talisman, so they traveled with us. So Lisa and I are going to a mall called Gulliver. It's located in the center of the city and it's very beautiful in the middle, although it's a regular mass market. Returning to the new law, we all realize that any military action is always beneficial to someone except for the common people who die for the interest of others. This has always been the case. Any war has the same causes and consequences. In general, we now have mobilization, but it's not voluntary but forced, and often, unfortunately, we are faced with lawlessness. Thus, those who shouldn't have fought according to the law were talking about men end up at the front and are killed or disabled. Nowadays, men are caught on the street and often sent to war without any commissions, including the disabled, diabetics, men who no longer have breadwinners, and so on. That's why men prefer to stay at home now. Of course, I am not saying that men should not fight, no. I am saying that illegal things are happening under this process and they have become massive, and those of our friends who are already fighting are demanding our help because there is no help that is really needed. We all realize that at war people die every day, equipment is destroyed every day, drones are broken, and so on. The meaning of the new law is that all men must become registered with the military within 2 months. If you don't have time, you will be fined 3 minimum monthly wage, and if you don't pay it, you can open a criminal case and take away material property. At the same time, the process of registration concerns everyone, even those who have already done it. It's necessary to update, and of course for 2 months it's not possible as the process is accompanied by corruption and the number of people accused is just endless. Besides, after updating the data, there is a risk that you will be taken to war even if you are not suitable. There is also corruption in the military. For example, unfortunately, the families of the dead are not given the body sometimes without bribes. They don't let them go home and so on. Now it's almost impossible for a man to go abroad, even legally. In addition, we have again increased prices for everything from food to gasoline. The dollar rate to the hryvnia has increased. Actually, hryvnia is our domestic currency in Ukraine. For compression, the rate before 2022 year was 27 hryvnias to $1. 3 months ago, 37 hryvnias, and now 40 hryvnia. It's absolutely record, but we will talk about prices in the next video on the channel. We will go to the gas station and supermarket. In general, I'm already editing 5 new videos for you, so stay with me. Also, tomorrow we are going to our destroyed village. I will also show you how it looks like in 2 years. Regarding the fees, it's worth saying that we donate and donate a lot, as we have a lot of acquaintances fighting and it's a matter of their lives. We donate only to trusted people. live broadcast on your questions together with Lisa. Write your questions in the comments, and if you like this format, we will make such videos more often. Also, I want to tell you about my project, which I planned to start 3 months ago. We are developing it further. We are doing it in a slightly different format with a greater focus on online, but the start has been postponed to late summer, early fall. This is due to several reasons, of course, with the blackouts, with rising prices, with increased shelling, and the fact that people are shocked by recent events and prefer to sit at home. But online, this project in Ukraine is very relevant. That is why we collect on it and work with the team. I will also tell you more about it, probably in a separate video, as this video is more a short summary of news. I want to tell you everything and share, but don't want to stretch the video for several hours. So I will share it gradually. And yes, it's very hard to combine both mentally and physically. I have in mind working in the office, editing video for you, and work on the plane project. Actually, now I get up at 5 a.m. and recently I faint from fatigue. The last time I fainted was about 8 years ago, when I was also combining my university studies with a full-time job. So it's a crazy schedule for me now. By the way, no matter what, I continue to learn English, tutor and use English in my regular life, write my regular viewers whether you hear progress during this time. In fact, to be honest, you are my best motivation to learn English. And I'm very grateful for you. Thanks. Also, I want to tell you about the videos that are waiting for you in the next months on the channel. It's a video about the office and my work for the company, as well as videos about my project, about prices, about grocery stores, as well as not usual videos. For example, what is the difference between Ukrainian girls and American? Why Ukrainians and Russians are not brotherly peoples? In fact, the features of Ukrainians that surprise all foreigners, and so on. By the way, we have started a new tradition in my family, at least once a month, to get together with my mom, grandma and sister and go for a walk somewhere. Since only my husband and I drive the car in our family, I pick everyone up and take them back. This time we came to a park called Mezhigirya. This is where the legitimate president of Ukraine, Yanukovych, lived, and now it's a paid park with a huge territory, so huge that my mother and grandmother couldn't physically get around it, so I rented a golf cart. In general, if you are ever in the Kyiv region, I highly recommend that you come here at least once. It's better to go in the morning as there are a lot of people here. This park works when it's warm, and in winter it's closed. It's a park, a zoo and access to a huge lake which is called the Kiev Sea. All in all, I'm just shocked. All week we had blackouts, mass rocket attacks, but this weekend was calm and there was only one air raid. Actually, it's a rarity now. What's interesting about Ukraine in everyday life is that there are some crazy bills being proposed, which most likely will never be passed, but so far everyone is talking about them. The impression is that information noise is created so that people would not think about the war and that it's in an unclear state with an unclear strategy. I'll be honest, more and more Ukrainians want negotiations. Everyone realizes that according to official data, about 200,000 people have died. According to non-official data, more than 1 million. And yes, it does look like genocide inside the country. Of the strange laws, I will not tell you everything, but for example, they want to tax childlessness. Those who have no children, pay the highest tax. Those who have one child, a little less, and those who have two children, even less. Don't pay from 3 children. At the same time, in Ukraine, there is no help for infertility, of financial assistance from the state for children, and of course, demography suffers as few people dare to give birth to children during the war. There is also talk about new laws aimed at immigration of foreigners. The laws are very, very controversial, just believe me. All in all, something like this. By the way, have you noticed the size of the park while I'm telling you this? I hope so. It's really huge. So I suggest you just drive around a little bit and take a look. Here on the territory there are separate zones, which the former president built for himself, a separate guest house for Putin, a separate exit to the beach, a zoo, his own garden, a lot of animals like deer, roads that are much smaller than in the city, a two-story 2 floors house for guard dogs, many houses for staff, observation desks, golf courses, exhibition areas, and the part where visitors are not allowed. There is its own gas station and helipad which the president built for himself. Just think of the scale for one family. Of course, lots of cafes and even their own fire department. By the way, there is a detailed review and story about this president and his housing on the channel. Here we are at the mini zoo, and of course on the territory we have a lot of photo zones where people can take a lot of photos with a beautiful, incredible sometimes view. And this is Yanukovych's house. In addition, my husband and I have brought back a tradition that we used to have. When it's warm in the morning, we go out for a hour walk and gain strength while the city sleeps. I hope you like this video. I'm waiting for your comments. Of course, I will read them all, and I thank you for supporting my channel. I will be grateful if you share this video with your friends, and if you want to support me, my channel, my family, my project, Bonik, you can do it by clicking the links below the video in the comments. Thanks you for watching, and see you in the next video on the channel. Bye!